There you go. Frames look normal. Everything looks good. So, Otis, can you behave? There is one optional boss that I have not done yet, and given how generally much easier this game was than I expected, maybe just because I overcompensated and overleveled for everything, but regardless, I think we'll go for that. I didn't think I was going to do it, but if I don't, we're going to finish this game in about 30 minutes, I think. So, let us... How do you get there again? I think... Yeah, you start from here. I actually was considering, just because even if I do this, I didn't even think of what kind of armor or anything I should equip myself with for this, but even if I do this, it's gonna be over really quickly. So I considered I'm probably well out of range for any proper PvP stuff, but I thought I might give it a try. Could be fun. I don't remember... Actually, I don't think I've even seen what the extra noodly fellows got going on. What makes them so special? Good lord. Hit boxes. Alright, so I'm not gonna summon. Because what's the point? The Altar of Despair. Sounds incredibly unpleasant. A bit of ambiance I didn't notice. Pardon if there's any background noise. Otis is much more animated than he was yesterday. He's brought his ball down here to play with. So, what I recall about this boss is they don't really do anything at first. They're just kind of chilling here, almost literally drowning their sorrows, because they got their face stuck in the water. Seems to be mourning this, critter that looks much like Ram the Vacuous Spider. I haven't paid much attention to the lore, just because the lore has kind of been done to death at this point, and I think a lot of it, wasn't as well realized as the writers wanted it to be. But I'm curious if that's meant to be the real Ram, or the Ram that we killed down in the lake was like kind of a projection or something. I don't know. Or if this is just completely unrelated. Maybe just some like content they didn't have the chance to realize and just shoved it down here for want of something for this thing to stare at. But anyway, I don't think gun will help us here, so... I have no idea if we actually stack up damage. No, we sure don't. Wow. I'm not sure what happened there. It seemed like I fell over. Ow. One of those bosses that seems well advised not to lock on. Ooh. Okay, I broke that arm a bit. And it flopped. Is this a visceral chance? I don't think so. Probably stay on top of health. So far, it's barely hit me. Oh, winged me. It's being gross. Nice. And these, weapons seem slightly OP. Oh, good lord. Heads up! It's fine, we'll live. Oh, Lord above. Woo! We'll make too much distance, because it's probably going to do something awful. Frenzy! No frenzy. Alright, that was piss easy. Ow. Great is chalice. Well, ain't that nice? Unfortunately, this is one of those cases where I really don't know if I'm better at the game than I thought, or I've just gone well above and beyond. Oh, Orban, I'm sorry. I just realized before I started the stream why that hasn't been working, so you just wasted your channel points. Because I forgot to add the plugin as an OBS source on my laptop, and there's, like, no point to doing it now. But that's fine. It's a thought that counts, right? No, I should have done is just made it more expensive, but not actually fixed it. Well, that's just the kind of guy I am. Anyway, so that's done. There doesn't really seem to be anything else for me to do other than go on to the final boss. Oh, there is a side quest I haven't finished. I kind of forgot where the dude is. The, Sideburns. What's his name? Alfred? So we got the summons that we can give him to go to Canehurst. Don't remember where he is. He was on the way to Old Yanum previously, but he's moved somewhere else, and I forgot where it is. I think it's the way to the Forbidden Woods. And I don't remember how to get there, so it's probably easiest to start from there and just head backwards. Otis, decide where you're gonna be. Forbidden Woods. Excuse me. Right. It's not as convenient as I thought. We'll make it work. Snarl. What you chucking? Dick nose. One of these lads. I ain't afraid of you no more. I seem to be lost. Why is the railing against the wall, but there's not a railing over the actual part you can fall from? Yarnum's architects are on something other than blood. Some other substance. They are out of their minds. Cathedral Ward. Well, you've been waiting very patiently.
Oh, good to see you safe. Now, Let's think up something. Just
Got a thing.
aha. Is that the sigil of Canehurst? I've heard tell of Canehurst nobles and their amusingly pompous invitations. Wonderful. I thank you profusely. I will depart immediately, but first, a token of my gratitude.
Wheel Hunter badge. Church bow mail. Hey, what if I wanted to bow like a female?
Feel my
Can't judge me.
hand at work.
Otis, don't touch my coffee.
Praise the good blood, and let us cleanse these tarnished streets.
I don't think you ever really get around to that. In fact, you've been standing here all day just waiting for a chance to go somewhere else entirely. But anyway, he makes his way to Canehurst, and since we've cleared it, we can go straight there. Where exactly... Oh, yeah. Oh, it's fucking gross, dude. Fuck you, gross dude. Pardon me. Wonder why all these giants, like, just took a nap. I guess because it's later in the evening, although it's still very bright. So this isn't really an important side quest, but it kinda... I don't know. Kinda gross. I just wanted to see it through. It's funny that I'm gonna go from Bloodborne, which I've never played, but knew way too much about before I started. And in less than a week, I'm gonna be getting into Elden Ring, which I've deliberately made sure I know as little about as possible. So that'll be fun. One thing I have noticed, I've been watching a few streams of people playing Dark Souls and Dark Souls 3 and stuff.
Look, I've done it.
Oh.
I've done it. Smashed and pounded and grounded this rotten siren into fleshy pink pulp. There, you filthy monstrosity. What good's your immortality now? Try stirring up trouble in this sorry state. All mangled and twisted, with every inside on the outside for all the world to see.
You guys gone mad. You know, I had that phrase, insides on the outside, in my head for the longest time, and I've completely forgotten that this is where it came from. I always thought it was a quote from an orc in Gothic, but I could never find the line, so it drove me insane. But now I know. Otis, why are you gonna make so much noise?
Look at this. Thanks to you, I've done it. Well, isn't it wonderful? Now Master can be canonized as a
Oh, stop touching my coffee. No coffee for doggy.
I've done it. I have.
Congratulations. Something tells me she didn't really put up much of a fight. But also, I killed your master outside a long time ago, so sorry about that.
I've done it. I have.
Now, you notice this wheel he's got. That's probably the weirdest weapon in this game. But we can find one later. We got queenly flesh. Gross. Picking up her remains. This, I believe, is a key item. And this is one of many things that you use in kind of the weirdest ways for the most arbitrary of purposes. This is not a key item. I'm not sure where it ends up. Oh, this is where key items go. Where it at? There it at. What remains of Annalise, Blood Queen of Cainhurst. This pinkish lump of flesh remains warm as if cursed. All hail the undying Queen of Blood. Well, ain't nobody been hailing her these days. Oh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, people have been on streams of other FromSoft games have been talking about what class they're gonna play as in their first playthrough, and that always kind of has me scratching my head and making me wonder if classes are meant to be more meaningful in Elden Ring than previous games, or if people are kind of putting too much thought into what amounts to just your starting stats. Altar of Despair. So yeah, we take this squishy pancreas of Annalise and bring it down to this altar, and for some reason that does something. What the connection is, I have no idea, and I don't think anyone has any idea. Offer flesh. Time flows in reverse for the scrap of flesh. Makes me wonder if the fact that the ROM below the lake was kind of keeping the ritual a secret, and I guess the other question is why the hell was it doing that? That ROM was keeping the ritual a secret that was plunging Yharnam into, you know, eternal night. Perhaps this ROM, just what remains of its influence, is able to kind of like initiate an illusion that makes it as though this person was not dead. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws. But we can go back here, and I don't think she's so much as thanks us for returning her to form. All of her bloody blood is still here, but that might have been here to begin with. Alright, I have to kneel because you're pretentious.
Moon-scented hunter. I am an...
We already know. You know, I probably could do that.
Speak thy mind.
If I wanted to do a bit of PvP.
Well, an odd hunter thou art indeed.
Just before we wrap up.
We've tired of these piteous nights. Share in our plight, and take oath against the church. If thou wouldst this path walk, I prithee, partake of my rotted blood.
Can I pass on that, but do the rest?
Very well. Drink deep of our blood.
Bottoms up.
Feel the spreading corruption burn.
See, that looked like it was supposed to be a
Now,
vampiric thing, but the fact that we're 20 feet away kind of ruins the
we too
intent of it, I think.
last on this earth.
My dog comes down here, puts his ball on the ground, and then immediately starts chasing his tail. He's a silly beast.
We await thy return for the honor of Cainhurst.
It is funny that there's such a nobility behind the so-called Vile Bloods. You never really learn what their crimes are. They're just... It's kind of like a running theme that was in, Demon Souls. Between, the sorcerers, like the sages, and the saints, the pious people, on how, like, the pious people saw sorcery as just clearly evil, like, with no explanation needed. Self-evident, as it were. But all of their magic was kind of derived from the same place, and they're all kind of equally shitty. So between the What are these guys called? Logarius's faithful. And the Vile Bloods. The Vile Bloods seem like the less shitty people in general. But who knows what they were doing? Because they also seem like they're probably like the classic, like interpretation of vampires as kind of being noble, but also hedonistic in a way. But anyway, we got the badge. So we can get this wheel. And this is such an odd weapon. I'm gonna buy it just to take a look at it. Used to slaughter vile bloods in Canehurst, bathed in pools of their blood and forever steeped in their ire. Transformed to release the power of the wheel and manifest their lingering rage in a show of utter brilliance. This seems like such a hilariously ineffective weapon. Oh, I can't actually equip it. Shit. Alright, well. Anyway. Pummeling someone with a wheel does not seem like an effective weapon to me. It would seem like... Well, first of all, if you drop it, it's probably just going to roll away from you. And that would kind of be embarrassing in the middle of a fight. But even as a bludgeon, it doesn't seem like it would be that effective. Because you'd be more likely to glance off. Tis a silly concept, but that's what all the weapons in this game seem to be. Even this weapon, in this form, they treat it as though it does the damage of both knives at once, but in reality, you're just A, doubling the thickness of the blade, and B, you have like the gap between the blades that presents more friction and resistance. It would not cut very well like this. And there's absolutely no reason to have them combined like that. Why couldn't you just, if you want your left hand free, just have a scabbard for it? It's all nonsense. So, I'm not sure. I didn't really stick to any kind of level cap since I was doing all PvE until now, but I'm curious where I might be able to get some PvP action going. I don't know where, like, the meta areas for PvP are, but maybe at the pinnacle of the nightmare? Margot's Loft? What are you doing? Stay out of there. Oh, I have to equip the stupid rune. Let's just do that because I got no need for anything else. The only other covenant I've joined was the Buckethead Covenant. Well, maybe I've kinda joined all of them. Temp, boost, transform. Continual heal near death. Well, define near death. No matter. Let's give it a shot. I think we use one of them bells for invasions. What just happened? Getting pop-ups on my damn printer. Alright. Well, have a good night. Let's, jingle the jangle. Ring, ring. Snarl, snarl. I don't have a setup. I didn't even check my, my other runes. I don't think I have them set up for anything good. Otis, unnecessary. Someone's ringing a bell for me. Either way. Raises HP, higher blood vial max. All defense. Ooh! I've never done PvP in this game, so I don't know what I'm getting into. Seems like they have not gone anywhere. They weren't behind me either, I don't think. Were they? Yes, they were. Look at this dork. Sir, I have invaded you. Are you aware? Oh, he's got the boom hammer. Ready for Boom Town. Let's bring it out here. That's where you want to do it? How it's gonna go down. Whee-yee! Nice one. Oh, would you look at that? Nice. Youchie. Come on, then. How you like it? Ow. Nope. Keep forgetting that you don't press triangle to two-hand or transform. Yeah, buddy. Victory's mine. We got an ally right at the end. That's unfortunate. Well, that was fun. Let's do it some more. I just realized I don't restore, thingamajigs. It is interesting that I can try to invade. There's a chance of me being invaded instead. But I also happen to know that even if you try to do a co-op, like you used whatever the other bell is to help someone, if you happen to be of opposing covenants, like they're one of the executioners and you're one of the vile bloods, you have no choice but to invade as an enemy. A bit odd. What was that? What the hell's going on down there? Yeah, I think I might be out of standard PvP range. Usually they try to keep it under level 100. Otis is making funny noises at me. Otis. No babbies. I don't know if I'm gonna get another one. Give it a couple more minutes. And I'll just re-up my stuff and go for this boss, because the game doesn't end when you finish the boss up there. There's a couple more afterwards. Well, that's that. Can I not turn this off? If I want to unbell, how do I unbell? Honest. Don't do that. Let's keep what I got. I think that's fine for the boss here. Otis, what the hell are you doing? Why are you looking that? What's wrong with you? You shut your faces. Nice. Wow! Fuck all of that. We're starting over. That was stupid. Just every attack just went to their left and right. Ow. You bitch. No bonking. So what's the safest way to go? Kind of forgot that no matter what, there's like 4 of those assholes we gotta get past. I think dodging the pigs is probably a good idea. So I'll head this way. I think we could run past these. Doing it. Nah, 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 nah. You just carry on weeping. Oh, shit. Ah, shit. Okay, I know this one's quite a thing, especially when it does that. To be mindful of that, because that can hit in a generous angle behind her. If you stand straight behind her, it doesn't seem to do much of anything. Ouch. Son of a bitch. Biggest thing to worry about is probably what she's doing right now. Or if she gets a lot of doppelgangers. I think the idea is to kind of cut and run. Yeep! I don't know when it goes away. Yowzers! Wowie kazowie. Holy smokes. Not good. Long arm bitch. Seriously, when does it end? There we go. You vanished. Ouchie. Holy smokes. Doesn't hit as hard as I would have expected. That was the wrong way to go for that. Victory's mine. Well. What has happened here? God, I leave you for 5 minutes, and you set the house on fire.
Good hunter, you have come. Dawn will soon break. This night and this dream will end. Gammon awaits you at the foot of the great tree. Very well, let me...
I'm kind of curious. Given what comes next, where Gammon basically offers us
Farewell, good...
the opportunity to die, and she seems like she's on board with it, why does she continue to help us channel our strength? I guess because she doesn't really care which way we go. But anyway. I kind of want to try some more PvP stuff. I'm not sure. Where's a good place to do it? Because if I go for the final boss now, that just ends it. There's no, like, post-game. The way Dark Souls 2 and 3 and Sekiro had it. Jingle jangle. See what that does. Just for the heck of it. I'm actually gonna Google real quick where, like, the common PvP areas are. Frontier, Loft, and Hunter's Nightmare. Oh, and I guess, well, you meme me again. Also, why's your name red now? Don't come in here with memes and act like I know what you're talking about. You know I'm out of touch. Oh, well, I haven't been paying much attention to you then. I mean, we could try the Hunter's Nightmare. So I like how we can go inside the burning building and not die immediately of heat stroke or smoke inhalation. Inhalation. Also, nice of you to show up on time. Ish. Still an hour late. Almost. Let's try here. I think I'm well out of typical PvP range or anything, so perhaps none of this shall work. Mm, 120 is a common PvP meta in general, so Google tells me. Or Reddit tells me. So I assume there's people who just kind of sit around hoping for contacts, and I would think that there'd be a lot of people playing this game among the other ones, just in anticipation. But I guess the issue is that I don't think you can invade people who've beaten the boss in an area. And if everyone's trying to invade and no one's trying to be the invaded, then nothing's really gonna work out. Perhaps we try somewhere else. Maybe just keep trying the Nightmare Loft. Such crunchy bones. These people don't get enough calcium. If I really felt like it, I suppose I could do more Chalice Dungeon stuff, but I have not been having much fun with any of that. Take your bow. Has this always been here? Oh. Where's this go? Oh. Alright, so I didn't need to do any of that. I just never noticed that shortcut was there. How foolish of me. I mean, I suppose I could co-op. But if anyone's looking for co-op, then I should be able to invade them as well. So it begins. I wonder if this is going to be the same idiot from last time. Damn it! That's disappointing. I just realized how these gestures work. I was editing one of the earlier streams into a video. I just remember this scene where I accidentally did, which gesture was it? Not that one. That one. I accidentally did that in Gurman's face, and I basically just pelvic thrusted his face. I couldn't figure out how I did that. But basically, you hold the X button and just do the stupid motion controls, and weird shit happens. And now that I think on it, I remember that happening to ENB a lot when he was playing. He kept doing it by accident in the middle of a boss fight or something. Hey! Please don't die upon my arrival this time. Hello. You coward. I wonder if I could have plunged his head. You fucking idiot. This is so boring. I just want to fight somebody. And they're just killing themselves. I actually think, for once, I might engage in the Elden Ring PvP during the course of my initial playthrough, because usually I just try to do it straight single player. And if I get invaded along the way, so be it. But maybe I'll try being the invader for a change. Depends on how much I actually like the combat and feel like I get to grips with how the weapons work. I'm hoping the weapons will be more varied and dynamic. To the best of my knowledge, they're keeping the weapon art system of Dark Souls 3, but, excuse me, hopefully they expand it. And throw in some of the nuances of Sekiro combat, which would be cool. I know that the game has a jump button, so there's probably going to be some kind of, like, jump attacks and that kind of thing. But if they also take a cue from this game, having more than 2 attack buttons would be pretty cool. Or at least have, like, button combinations that do interesting things. One thing I would like is the parry system of Sekiro. Would be a bit cooler than the way it works in any of the more RPG-focused games. Where it's just kind of like puts the enemy into a grab, or puts your opponent into a grab state. Alright, so this person also is not... Oh, they're down at the bottom, I think. I'll take that away from you. Maybe they're not at the bottom. I think they might be. It's not 100% run. Not at all. This is the last eight. Oh, you bastard. Guess they snuck past me. I've gotten to the end, but I know there's a lot of stuff I haven't not gotten because there's a lot of weapons I haven't acquired. But that's kind of how it'd be. I wasn't really planning on it. I haven't been looking at walkthroughs too much. I just wanted to, like, basically do all the bosses, and that was about it. But I'm not doing any of the chalice dungeons, because that got tiring. And not very fun. But basically, I've got the last 2 bosses of the game left. And, trying to pad out the time by trying out the PvP a bit. But I've had 1 successful invasion and 3 where the host either died or fucked off. So I'm kind of surprised there aren't people actually trying to do PvP stuff. Should have played Dark Souls 3 instead, because I was watching Dang It Jim's stream yesterday, and that looked like it was quite the party. No. The next walkthrough of any kind I'm doing is going to be for Risen, but that's going to be a bit of a while before I get to that, because this, Elden Ring is coming out, and then next week, Elix 2 is coming out. So I'm going to have to sort that out. I guess as far as the streams are going, I was planning on just doing this on the weekends, but since it comes out on Thursday, originally I was thinking that I didn't want to stream it at times where I wouldn't likely have a moderator able to, like, check for spoilers and backseating and stuff. But I also realized there's probably not going to be much of that going on the first night. So maybe I will stream it Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday. And then on Tuesday, Elix 2 comes out, and that's going to be midweek streams for that. Probably not at convenient times for anyone, but so be it. So that'll happen midweek. Elden Ring will be weekends. And yeah, that'll be how it goes going forward. And I'll try to edit those into more digestible videos for YouTube along the way. Probably not Trojan, honestly. Depends on how much I like the game, but that would be a hell of a game to try and 100%, especially since it's going to have different factions. 5 of them, in fact. So they're probably going to have... What are you up to? So he's got the wheel. He wheels and he deals. Oh. Ow. Dick nose. Kind of want... Yeep! Wow! Nice one. This guy's very good. He's got such a pointy hood. But yeah, I guess it depends on how much I like Elex 2. I suspect I might like it more than the first game, but probably not enough to want 100% it. And even learning 100% of the game would be an ordeal. I can just use this here. Val, why are you blue now? What the hell's wrong with you? I didn't even know you could voluntarily change colors, honestly, but... Actually, no, I did know that, and I just kind of keep forgetting, because I never want to. Oh, now you're fucking with me. Well, regardless, on Discord, you're gonna remain purple. What was I saying? Yeah, Elex was okay, but I don't see myself ever wanting to really play it again. And even though it looks like Elex 2's combat is gonna be faster, which is, I would say, arguably an improvement, I don't think it's actually gonna feel much more fluid. It still looks really janky. I think more than anything, there was like a weird camera zoom every time you swing, and that really upset me watching the videos. But the problem is all the, like, pre-release stuff that they were showing is from a build that was dated way back, like, last summer. They just never seem to actually give a new and improved one for anyone to preview. So who knows what the end result is going to look like, but frankly, based on the first Elex, I remember everyone saying, oh, like, don't judge it too harshly, it's just a, like, pre-alpha build. And virtually nothing changed. Like, from then until release, so I don't think it's going to be any different. I nearly killed myself there. Look at these dorks. In a prison of their own minds. The only way they could do that is if the demo build actually included everything from the full game. Which I actually think their early demos did for, like, Gothic 1 and 2. Because all they did to prevent you from proceeding was put invisible walls and signs on the boundaries of, like, the old camp and stuff. But I don't know, because I never, like, tried to hack it myself to see if you could get past any of that and see if the, like, actual world outside it was complete. Because what they would do, if they were smart, is basically just kind of delete everything out there. But I suppose with trying to have a persistent open world like they have in their games now, it would probably introduce a lot of bugs that would make the demo really unstable. Oh, I just realized you actually invade from where you're standing. It's not like Dank Souls where they're predetermined invasion areas. Which does mean I could stop them from getting into the boss fight. Oh, they'll just be right there. Wasn't the guy invaded before, was it? I don't think so. They posted something recently about the Gothic remake. I don't remember what they said. It's nothing tangible. Basically saying, yeah, we've taken your feedback to heart, and we really want to make the game true to its namesake. You paying attention here, buddy? I hate when they're just not, like, actually here. I'd say AFK, but it's more AFC. Oh, that was from back in November? I don't know. Someone showed it to me recently, and it was probably just something I saw on their Twitter and I forgot about. Regardless. I think they're doing the smart thing and biding their time until any fanfare around Elex 2 is subsided. One thing I do wonder is if they intend to flesh out any of the cut content, stuff that, like, barely made it into the original game. Like, I assume the arena is actually going to function. We gonna compete here? We're just gonna gesticulate. Alright, let's do this thing. Oh, we got the big choppers. I see how this is gonna go. Take that. Ah. So it's one of them matches where healing is, he broke the barrier. Ouch. Wowie Kazowie! I thought I could stop him. That kinda sucks. There was a little bit of lag there, but that's not an excuse. It was poor performance or poor judgment on my part. I'm gonna use the restroom and then we'll try that some more. Should I try? I might as well get this going. Hopefully it doesn't bite. Well, it figures. Oh god, I'm dropping frames. Where are you off to? Ah, it's the same feller. Are you quick stepping? What is happening? Not this time. I know what you're about. Wanna move someday? Not sure what happened there. Ah, damn, he just spammed to win. Ay. Why is stream not having fun? I actually upgraded my modem and router recently, but it doesn't really make a difference because I'm still on the same data plan, or yeah, same plan from my ISP. Because I'm still on a discounted rate, but once that expires, I might just bite the bullet and go for the super premium, super awesome, terrific plan. But that's a lot of money. I'm hoping they'll have kind of like another deal, like, hey, if you upgrade, we'll give you 20 bucks off. Google Fiber's not available in my area, I don't think. Maybe it is. I'll have to look into it. I actually think friends in the town over have it. So, if that's the case, maybe it's here? It's so annoying because basically when you live anywhere in the US, best case scenario, you have like two competing ISPs, one of whom's usually just worse than the other, and then you have kind of like the non-typical offerings like satellite or some bullshit. Google Fiber's had trouble getting its infrastructure anywhere because they're being fought tooth and nail by the old guard. Yeah, and that's exactly why, like, Comcast and Frontier and, what's they're called? Spectrum are trying so hard to make sure that doesn't get established anywhere, because they wouldn't have any control over that infrastructure. And they would actually have to try and compete with, Google, who barely even need to make a profit on anything to, you know, continue to be successful. Oh, yeah, it's probably just gonna be the same dude. Oh, off he goes. Yeah, it's the same fucking guy. He's all I'm gonna match with at this point, I think. Oh, whatever. Try one more time. Why do you sound so smoky? Oh, he's doing beast mode. Wow, this guy's got all the weapons. What are you pointing at? I'm pointing at you. Oh, you want to fight up there? Why? I like it better down here. Alright, well, you could have done the courteous thing. Yeah, there you go. Send it back down. I'm sure he's gonna pull some nonsense. Oh, that just ain't fair. Well, that was a bust. But he probably would have thwomped my ass anyway. Let's try one more time. Again, I'm kind of dumbfounded that it's not more active, but maybe I'm just over-leveled. I was told the common PvP level is 120, and I'm below that. I don't know if this works the same as Dark Souls 1 did, where basically you can invade any level range above you. So if you're like level 5, you can invade somebody who's level 999, or whatever the highest is. If that was the only thing available. Give me a bell. Oh, why is he befriending me? Interesting. Nice. God, that sucks so much. That didn't work. Whatever, I'll accept that later. Yay! Oh god. Oh god, bad times. Oh, you bastard. Same guy every time. Oh, what's up with my health? You wanna fight up there? I'm willing. this guy's obviously much better at the game than I am because he has like 15 upgraded weapons, so. Should have known you'd come out like a son of a bitch. That's what happens when you get spam happy. Victory is mine. Alright. Well, with that done, might as well wrap this nonsense up. I feel better now. Hey! So, old Jermaine is out here. Oh, you're right. Before we do this, I have to do something else. Because if we don't use these three things, I got one of these from Murgo. Okay, these two are almost identical. This cord granted Mensis audience with Murgo, but result in the stillbirth of their brains. Provost William sought the cord to elevate his being and thoughts with those of Great One by lining his brain with eyes. Precipitated the encounter with the pale moon, which beckoned the hunters and conceived the hunter's dream. So these all kind of indicate that these were acquired by these individuals as a way to kind of... what's the word? Like, reach out to the Great Ones for one purpose or another. And, well, shit went cloudwards when they did that. But, for some reason, smashing 3 of these means that we can actually fight the final boss. If we don't do this before killing German here, then the game just ends. And we get the tragic ending. So let's do that first. Like how somebody had to pile up these stones just for him to be able to sit there in his wheelchair. Otherwise he would have kept rolling down.
Good hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy. You will die, forget the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream.
Nah, I kind of like it here.
Dear, oh dear. What was it? The hunt? The blood? Or the horrible dream? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes. Tonight, Gammon joins the hunt.
It's about time you got up and out of your chair. Figures that wheelchair was all just for show. He's up to no good. You just doing it again? Piece of shit. Wow. Spam the same move again and again, please. You'll love to see it. He literally won't stop. Can you do something else? I hate you. Take that. Aha. Where you going? I'm dodging, and I will not hear otherwise. With... What was that? He stepped on me. Jesus Christ. Why does he have the same wind-up for two different moves that have very different reaction times? Oh, shit. I figured. There we go. Should have gotten my heal on Visceral's rune up. God damn it. Wow! I hate you. Wow, 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 wow. Now he's got a gun. Fuck you. Jesus, that move. Ow. Really? That's fine. Wow, cheating bitch. Jesus. Nah. Keep pressing triangle when I want to switch weapon mode. Whatever. Now I'm not in great shape for the final boss, but luckily this ain't Sekiro, so we don't have to keep fighting the first boss just to face the second one. So if I lose here, I can restart with all my resources. Wow, it's scrambling. You whippy whippy. Stop scrambling. Good Lord. Reach of these weapons is not advantageous here. I recall that move. It's an annoying one, but it gives you a long chance to try and recover some health when it does it. Oh, now it's going ham. What? Oh, what the hell? I can't heal. You cheated. Just blocked my healing. Balls. Why can't I heal? I have plenty of healing items left. That's so cheap. That is obnoxious. I still can't heal. It's just not allowing me to heal. I'm literally just not allowed to heal. Is that a bug, or is that like an actual effect of this boss? Okay, here we go. That's what you get for cheating. Damn, that's a lot of blood echoes.
Are you cold? Oh, good hunter.
Well, I became a squiddy thing. So yeah, that being the most difficult ending to get, it also happens to be the most baffling and kind of confusing on whether or not it was any good. I guess the implication is that we became a great one of sorts. Probably the only human to do so. But it's hard to tell, because apparently you don't keep your human form in the process. So, who knows? Everything we encountered might have been a human once that became all gross. But considering everything we fought, you know, the most baffling one being Ebrightus. All these great ones still had the means to kick some ass, and we're just a little gross noodle. So, seems like we got kind of shafted on that deal. But anyway, still ended up being a really short stream, but that's kind of how it be. There's I believe no chance to do free play. We can only go straight into New Game Plus. And I don't really intend to play this any further. So, oh well. It was fun though. Maybe if I feel like, maybe if Elden Ring doesn't turn out to be the PvP game for me, maybe I'll try this one out some more. So a lot of people are still playing it, and who knows, they might end up with this goddamn port to PC any day now. But either way, I enjoyed it. And I think the PvP could be a lot of fun with the weapon variety. But I'm not really sure that given that I've done just about everything, other than Chalice Dungeon, and Chalice Dungeons weren't that interesting. Probably won't revisit this anytime soon. Yeah, I don't really have much to say at this point. I guess, like I said earlier, Elden Ring coming out on a Thursday is kind of annoying, but I guess that night I'll have to decide when. It's kind of based on how work turns out, but I will give that a shot. So Thursday, sometime in the evening, a stream. Probably again on Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, just because it's probably going to be a really long game, I might Oh, please don't try and portmanteauize these games. I already hate the term Soulsborne. It's kind of hard to say, because Sekiro stands out as a game that just doesn't play like the others. So I really, even though a lot of people just try to categorize it the same, just because it's kind of superficially resembles the other games. But Sekiro is probably the one I would find myself replaying a lot more. But if I wanted to go back, if I could ideally go back and pick a game for PvP, I think Dark Souls 3 is the most fun. The problem is I just get sick of the PvE grind, trying to set up a good build, because you basically have to go through the game in a linear fashion in order to get any of the weapons that you want to use. So, for that reason, if Dark Souls 1 had kind of like a proper remaster that made it play more like Dark Souls 3, that would be number one. For PvE, I still think it's the best of the Dark Souls games. Dark Souls 2 can kind of sit in its own corner and eat paste, but... I mean, I don't think Dark Souls 2 is the worst game on Earth, but it's just... it is so unpleasant compared to the other two. And this, I would probably, just because I've only played it once, probably put it above Dark 2 and 3 in terms of having fun with it. I think you interrupted me. I think I was saying, yeah, weekend streams might happen earlier just to give me more time, or maybe I'll just stream until a later time. Just because Elden Ring is going to probably be a humongous game. Yeah, I've never really listened to this song that closely. I like the kind of fact that it's got a weird, like, grinding or, like, vibrating sound in the background. It kind of sounds like maybe the mechanism of a music box that's just, like, really old and weathered. Where you can kind of hear, like, the bits moving inside. So that's kind of cool. I can dig. What happened? Does it put me straight into New Game Plus, or...?
Good.
Sure does.
All signed and sealed.
All signed and sealed. That's kind of funny. The pivot point for the camera is where your character ends up, not where they are on the bed. Anyway, so that's that. Really not much else we can do, except I think... like, if I wanted to replay this, I was actually really interested in using the weapon that Garmin uses, that scythe sword thing. I have all what I need to upgrade it. So if I ever did replay this game, at least there's a variety of weapons I could try out. But one thing I am hoping that... oh, I thought that gate was already open. One thing I am hoping that Elden Ring learns from is that New Game Plus should actually make things more interesting and not just be same game but a bit harder. I'm kinda tired of New Game Plus not really having much to like really change things up. Now Dark Souls 2 is is an odd one because it came out with the Scholar of the First Sin edition that changed up enemy locations in really weird ways. So enemies kind of ended up in places that didn't make sense for them thematically. But I did like that New Game Plus had enemies that just didn't exist in the regular New Game cycles. That was kind of cool. But also added like Black Phantom enemies, and what I really liked was the bonfire ascetic mechanic, where you could, if you wanted an item that only existed in New Game Plus, you could force a certain area into New Game Plus, which respawned the boss if you already killed it, added all the enemies that are in that area in New Game Plus, and changed the loot accordingly. So that idea was really cool, but of course they dropped the whole thing in Dark Souls 3, didn't have that at all, and the only thing you found in New Game Plus were upgraded versions of rings, where you could find even better versions in the DLC anyway, so there's no point to doing New Game Plus. It was all just stupid. I don't think I have all the weapons here. So hang on now. Did I not get Gehrman's weapon? Maybe it's sold in the Insight shop? That was kind of my whole thing. I really wanted it. No, it ain't here either. How do you get it? Oh, it's right here, dork. The burial blade. So it's not the... Oh, is she right? I was just having a nightmare. Isn't that ironic that the beast is having a nightmare? So anyway. It's not the fastest weapon. That's kind of been my issue with most of the weapons I was using until I got these Blades of Mercy. Is they're difficult to use against most enemies because they're so slow. So are the Chalice dungeons all reset, or can I keep using them? There's a Chalice there. Alright, so none of that resets, so if I did feel like doing Chalice dungeons, it's all still available. Let's bump this. Alright, so that's done. And let's take the gems out of this. They're already out of it. Oh no. Just compare them at base value. It didn't really dawn on me that you can have two weapons equipped. Alright, so scaling's not as good. But base damage is higher, and the scaling barely makes a difference. This does have... Well, they both have really high arcane. If there was a way to respec, I would probably take some points off of Vitality and Blood Tinge and bump it into Arcane so that these would be a bit better. Just so I didn't have to level up too much if I wanted to do more PvP stuff, but anyway. Yeah, classic, like, dark fantasy weapon, the Scythe. But I'm a bit weirded out by the fact that we need this, collapsible haft for it. I guess because it's just huge. But it's kind of funny that that mechanism is only so you can slap it on your back and it's not all over the place. But probably the dumbest weapon in general, besides the wheel, I would say is the Kirk hammer. The fact that it's just a giant, like, cinder block that you stick a sword into in order to make it a hammer. But anyway. Maybe someday I'll play this again. But for now, I shall await Elden Ring. And am more excited than I think I should be. Not that I'm, like, chomping at the bit for it, but I'm actually, like, fairly optimistic, and that's probably gonna lead to disappointment, but until Thursday, have yourselves a wonderful week, stay safe, stay healthy, and I shall announce on Twitter and Discord and all that kind of stuff when I shall ideally start the stream for that. So until then, see you next time.